My beloved, the struggle you face is not unknown to me. I see the walls that surround you, the shadows that press in, and the weight upon your heart that no one else can perceive. This battle you're in, the one that drains your spirit and shakes your soul, is not merely a struggle of flesh and circumstance. It is a divine confrontation, a clash where the forces of despair and hope collide. Yet I want you to know this. This battle belongs to me. I have not abandoned you to fight alone in the arena of pain or confusion. I am present, sovereign, and victorious even before the first arrow flies. I know what you wrestle with deep inside, the doubts that creep past your defenses when the silence grows too loud, the fear that threatens to overwhelm your mind, the grief that clings like a relentless storm cloud. This battle is multifaceted, but it is not beyond my power to redeem and transform. You do not fight with empty hands or a faint heart. Your name is etched in the book I hold, and your destiny is intertwined with my unshakable promise of protection and triumph. The conflict you see as endless is, in truth, already measured and winnable through my strength woven into your very being. Look beyond what you can see with human eyes. There is a place beyond the turmoil, a realm where my peace descends like a river cooling scorched earth. In this battle, my love is your shield, my truth, your sword. Though you may stagger, you are not defeated. Though you may falter, you are not forsaken. Every step you take, even those faltering ones, is marked by my guidance. The fight you feel is real, but the victory is not yours alone to carry. I'm with you, unseen, but never absent. Remember, the fiercest storms often precede the most radiant dawns. I invite you now, my child, to open the deepest chambers of your heart and find sanctuary in my presence. Let go of the futile attempts to conquer this in your own strength. Surrender to the certainty that this battle is mine, to lead and win on your behalf. Do not shrink back in fear or frustration. Instead, stand firm with me. Feel the weight of my hand upon your shoulder, steadying you when the ground shakes beneath your feet. Your story, with all its ups and downs, is being shaped by my sovereign hands into a testimony of resilience, faith, and divine triumph. This moment, the very one that feels like a crucible, is your invitation into a closer, more intimate walk with me. In the quiet spaces of your heart, I am drawing you nearer. Let this truth settle in you. Your battle belongs to me. You're not alone in the fight. While your path is strewn with obstacles, my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you wonder if you have the strength to endure another day, call upon me and I will be your unwavering fortress. Remember, my dear, the battles I allow are never to break you, but to build you into a stronger vessel of my glory. Your pain is not wasted, your struggle not in vain. It is within these fires that I fashion courage and teach perseverance. I see every tear, hear every silent cry, and am near to the brokenhearted. Trust that I am moving behind the scenes, orchestrating a victory that will leave all those watching astonished. This battle will not just test you, it will transform you. Do you hear my voice whispering over the chaos? It is a voice of hope, calling you out of the wilderness of despair. Take my hand, my beloved, and do not let go. The journey may be arduous, the night may be dark, but the day of victory is drawing near. Your faith, small though it may feel, is a light piercing through the murkiest shadows. Hold fast to it. I am with you until the end of the age, and this battle, though fierce, is already written in the scroll of my unstoppable love. Feel now the depth of my compassion and the breadth of my assurance. This fight you face, whether in your mind, your spirit, or your circumstances, is me teaching you who you truly are and whose you truly are. Allow me to be your banner, your rallying cry in the midst of turmoil. Stand with me as your refuge, your strength, your victory. Trust me to carry the weight when you are weary. Let this be the moment you surrender fully, not out of defeat, but out of profound trust in the one who never loses a fight. Child, if your heart is stirring, do not turn away. This battle belongs to me, and I am undefeated. Take courage in this truth, and let it become the anthem of your soul. Rest in my promises, for I am your defender, and the author of your release. The victory is coming, through me, for you, by my unchanging power. Draw near, and receive the peace that surpasses all understanding. This is your turning point. Walk with me, and watch how the darkness gives way to light, how the battle bow bends, and how your fears crumble beneath my everlasting embrace. My dear child, I see the weight you carry, the heaviness that sits on your chest, pressing into your very breath, making the simplest moments feel like invisible mountains you must climb. I do not turn away from the tremors of your heart, even when the silence around you feels deafening. In this fragile space where doubt creeps in like shadows at dusk, where loneliness threatens to unravel the threads of your soul, know that I am with you. I am not merely a distant observer, but the gentle presence in the stillness, the steady hand resting upon your weary shoulder. It is in these times of internal battle that your spirit wrestles with questions that seem unanswerable, questions of worth, of love, of purpose. You wonder if your past stains you beyond redemption, or if your failures have placed you too far from my embrace. Yet, my dear, I correct not to condemn, but to draw you closer, as a potter shapes clay with patience and care, turning the vessel again and again to find its perfect form. Even in your fractures, there's beauty unfolding, and within your scars lies the blueprint of a testimony yet to be told. Feel the pulse of my patience. I do not hurry the process nor abandon you in your discomfort. My timing flows differently, beyond the ticking of earthly clocks. I nurture the seeds of healing beneath the surface, hidden from the eyes of the world, but not from mine. When you feel the sting of correction or the ache of reflection, remember it is my love refining your spirit, not my judgment breaking it. The furnace of transformation is hot, but I am there with you inside that fire, protecting, sustaining, ensuring that you emerge stronger, more radiant. Rest now in the assurance that you are never unseen or forgotten. The tears you have shed are precious to me. The silent prayers whispered in the night are known and treasured. When darkness threatens to blot out the horizon, I am the dawn that breaks through the sky, the unseen hand parting the clouds to reveal light. Let this truth settle in you. Every moment of struggle is a part of the sacred rhythm of growth, crafted with divine intention. I invite you to lean into this tender presence. Do not push away the feelings of uncertainty or pain as if they were enemies. Rather, bring them before me as a gift, raw and sincere. In that openness, healing begins. In your vulnerability, my strength is made perfect. Will you allow yourself to be still before me, to acknowledge the wound with honesty and receive the balm I offer? As you journey through this valley, carry with you the knowledge that my love is not contingent on your perfection. It is a love that pursues you relentlessly, that calls you back when you stray, that holds your heart with infinite patience. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory treasured beyond measure. Do not despair in moments of weakness, for in them I am crafting a courage deeper than you have ever known. Consider the tender shoots of grace rising within you, even now. They may be concealed beneath the weight of your grief or the shadow of your fears, but they are alive. Nourish these sprouts with faith, with whispered prayers, with the quiet conviction that you are not alone. I am with you, working all things for your good, weaving beauty from your brokenness. This is a sacred invitation to walk with me through the pain, to trust in the unseen work underway in your heart, to rest in the embrace of a love that never fails or falters. Let the peace I offer be a refuge against the storms within. If your heart is stirring in response to this truth, do not turn away. Approach me with courage and compassion, for I am here, steadfast and waiting to renew your spirit. So now, my dear, as you breathe in this moment, know that you are infinitely loved beyond what you dare to imagine. I see you, the real you, all that you have been, all you are becoming. And I wait to unfold the next chapter of your story with you, hand in hand, heart to heart. This journey is not one you walk alone. Trust my presence and let your spirit be soothed. Remember, the path to wholeness is not quick nor without hardship, yet it is walked with me, each step a testament to my redeeming grace. Will you believe me this time? Will you rest beneath the shelter of my wings and let your soul find calm? The choice lies before you, a turning toward me, toward healing, toward life renewed. I am here, patient and loving, ready to meet you in every shadow, every sigh, every prayer. Let us walk forward together. My dear child, I see you as you wrestle with the shadows of guilt and shame, those heavy chains that attempt to bind your heart and cloud your spirit. You carry burdens that weigh heavily upon your soul, whispers of past mistakes that echo relentlessly, telling you that you are less than worthy of love, less than whole in my eyes. But hear me now. I, who formed you in the secret places of the earth, who knitted you together with divine intention and boundless affection, do not look upon you through the lens of your shortcomings. Guilt is a powerful warden, cruel in its insistence that your value is tied to your performance, to your failings, to the moments when you have stumbled and fallen. But beloved, your worth is not a ledger of errors and regrets. It is a radiant truth embedded deep within your spirit, waiting to be uncovered and embraced. Shame, too, is a deceptive thief, stealthy in its efforts to tarnish the image I have carefully crafted, to convince you that you're unworthy of forgiveness, unworthy of grace. Yet I tell you plainly, no mistake, no failure, no misstep is greater than my capacity to forgive and restore. Consider the prodigal child who wandered far from home, yet was welcomed with open arms, a robe of honor, and a feast of reconciliation. This story is not merely a parable. It is my heart for you, my unwavering invitation to come as you are, to lay down your burdens at my feet. The mantle of guilt you wear need not be your identity. Instead, choose to stand in the light of my mercy, where every stain is washed clean by the river of my love. I am not distant or angry. I am near, ready to heal the wounds that guilt and shame have inflicted upon you. Beloved, do not let these shadows define your days. Each morning brings a new chance to see yourself as I do, a beloved child, deeply cherished, infinitely forgivable, and eternally restored. This restoration is not conditional on your perfection, but on my unchanging promise to never leave nor forsake you. When you feel the crushing weight of guilt, come to me and find relief. Rest in the truth that you are more than your past, and your future is held securely in my hands. There is a quiet power in surrendering your failures to me, the power to break free from the prison of shame and to step boldly into the light of my love. I do not count your trespasses against you. Rather, I rejoice when you turn back to me, and I delight in the transformation that occurs when you accept my forgiveness. It is a sacred exchange. Lay down your guilt, and I will clothe you with righteousness beyond measure. My dear, I ask you now to consider this. Will you allow me to carry the weight you have borne alone for so long? Will you step into the freedom I offer and trust that my grace is sufficient for all that you have done and all you are yet to become. Let this truth settle deeply within you. You are cherished, forgiven, and made new, not by your merit, but by my steadfast love. So when the next wave of shame threatens to pull you under, remember that your value is not defined by your mistakes, but by the depth of my unconditional love. Let this assurance wash over your soul like a cleansing rain, refreshing and renewing you from the inside out. Your past does not dictate your destiny, for I am the God of new beginnings, the author of your story, and the anchor of your hope. Turn your heart toward me now, and feel the quiet, steady pulse of my forgiveness and mercy. I am here, always, waiting to meet you in your brokenness and celebrate the beautiful person you are becoming. If your spirit is weary from carrying these burdens, lay them down in my presence and rise, restored and renewed. Embrace the freedom that comes from knowing you are fully loved, no matter what. Let this invitation rest gently upon your soul. Come to me with your guilt and shame and find the healing and forgiveness that only I can provide. Will you receive this grace today and begin to walk in the light of my restoration? The choice is before you, and my arms remain open wide, ready to welcome you home. My dear child, there are moments when the weight of fear and anxiety clutches at your soul so tightly that the air feels thick and every breath seems labored. In these valleys, the shadow of doubt looms large, whispering lies that seek to unmoor you from the foundation of my love. Yet, I am the unfailing refuge where your trembling heart can find rest. The tempest may rage fiercely outside, but within you, there is a sanctuary built by my everlasting arms, a fortress no fear can penetrate. Understand, beloved, the trembling that pulls at your spirit is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's a doorway inviting you to lean deeper into my presence. When anxiety creeps in like a stealthy thief, stealing your peace, remember that I am your ever-present help. I do not abandon you to the chaos, but call you to a solitude where my voice alone is heard, soothing the storms of your mind. Fear can be an unsettling companion, veiled in uncertainty and wrapped in shadows that seem impenetrable. But hear my heart. Fear is a signal that your spirit yearns for me, that beneath the turmoil lies a longing to trust more fully. It is within these crucibles of unease that your faith is tempered like finest gold. Imagine the refining fire that purifies the dross, bringing forth brilliance and strength previously hidden. The means are not easy, but they're imbued with purpose, each anxious heartbeat drawing you closer to the one who holds all things. As you face that quiet panic, that gnawing worry, look to me as your steadfast anchor. I am greater than the unseen terrors, wiser than every tangled thought. I am the light that dissolves darkness without struggle or strain, simply by presence. You have questioned, my dear, whether you can endure the waiting, whether the burden of uncertainty can be lifted, whether your faltering faith can find new wings. To each doubt, I respond with patience, clothed in love. You are not alone in your struggle. Consider the garden in slumber beneath winter's frost. Though the soil seems barren, life is quietly gathering strength beneath. So too am I working in your heart, even when the surface appears lifeless. My timing is never wrong. The seasons of fear and doubt are as necessary to your growth as the sun is to the blooming flower. Trust that I am orchestrating every detail for your ultimate good. Your anxious moments are being transformed into lessons of dependence and surrender. This is not the absence of struggle, but the presence of my grace in the midst of it. Do not shrink away when the darkness presses hard. Instead, can you hear the whisper that says, I am near? The gentle reassurance that you are held more firmly than you realize. In your wavering moments, let my peace so wondrous and beyond understanding, steady your heart. You are treasured not because you are fearless, but because you are willing to bring your fears into my light, to allow me to take what is fragile and make it whole. This is the work I do. I turn trembling faith into steadfast trust, restless hearts into sanctuaries of peace. The path through anxiety and doubt is not a path you must walk alone. I am with you, guiding, comforting, carrying you when you cannot carry yourself. Let this truth wash over you, my beloved. Let it settle deeply into your marrow and become a refuge you can return to again and again. Pause now, and in the stillness, place your shaky hands in mine. Release the tight grip of your worries. Have courage to unfurl the clenched fists of fear. Know that you are more than your doubts, stronger than your anxieties, beloved beyond your comprehension. I invite you to lay down the burden of relentless worry and rest in the assurance of my sovereignty and care. Will you believe me this time when I tell you that no shadow is too dark for my light, no fear too great for my power, that you are held in an unbreakable embrace, safe and profoundly cherished? Receive this promise, my dear, and breathe in the peace I am pouring into you now. Let your heart be buoyed by my love, your spirit steadied by my unwavering faithfulness. This is the place where fear loses its grip and freedom begins. Turn your gaze upward and see the stars I set in the heavens, each one knowing its place and purpose without confusion or dread. In the same way, your life is ordered and held in the palm of my hand, each anxious thought transformed in my light. Let go of striving to control the uncontrollable and instead surrender to my perfect care. Trust is the fruit that grows from the soil of surrender. As you step into that trust, you enter a new realm. A realm where peace reigns, where faith flourishes, where fear fades into mere shadows behind the brightness of my presence. This journey is not a destination, but a sacred process, unfolding at the pace I design. Your willingness to walk it with me brings unmatched beauty to your soul and glory to my heart. Reflect on how far you have already come, through nights of silent tears and days clouded with uncertainty. I have been your constant companion, an unseen hand steadying your footfalls. Even when your vision blurred and path seemed unclear, your steps were held firm by my unwavering love. You are more resilient than you realize because you are connected to the source of never-failing strength. When doubt tries to convince you otherwise, remember my voice that calls you beloved and cherished. It is through the lens of my affection that your fears lose their power and your faith blooms anew. Do not retreat into isolation, for I am closer than your breath, surrounding you with a presence that cannot be shaken. My heart aches with you in your moments of fragility, but also rejoices at your courage to face each day despite the shadows. Your trembling is seen, your fears named, and your spirit embraced. There is no corner of your soul too broken or too worn for my healing touch. Let this be the moment you acknowledge that worry is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to deeper intimacy with me. I am here, calling you tenderly into the light, where faith dispels darkness and peace reigns sovereign. With every hesitant step you take toward me, you find the strength to let go and the grace to keep moving forward. Will you take that step now? Will you trust me to carry you through? My beloved, you have come so far along this journey, wading through waters turbulent and skies clouded by uncertainty. Yet now I invite you to enter deeply into a place of healing and restoration. It is a sacred space, where broken things are not just repaired, but made whole in ways that transcend mere mending. I see the wounds hidden beneath your smiles and the scars that you thought no one else could perceive. Know this: I am intimately acquainted with every hurt, every ache, every tear you have wept in the shadows of your soul. I have gathered them all, not with judgment, but with a gentle longing to bring forth fullness and peace. Healing in my presence is not always what the world expects. It does not rush in a frenzy or demand instant wholeness. It moves quietly, like the early morning light filtering softly through your window, tenderly illuminating what was once dark and forsaken. I do not offer you fleeting relief, but the deep, everlasting restoration that renews your very essence. Like a master potter shaping clay on the wheel, I am working patiently to form your spirit anew. When you think you are cracked beyond repair, I am already weaving threads of grace through those fractures, transforming them into points of strength and beauty. Sometimes, my child, you may feel as though you are simply surviving, barely holding yourself together. Yet within that fragile semblance, I see a seed of life waiting to burst forth in bloom. Healing is not a destination but a journey, a sacred pilgrimage, where every step brings you closer to the sacred terrain of your own divine wholeness. There are no shortcuts here, no magic fixes. Instead, I invite you to surrender the parts of yourself that fear the healing process, that resist letting go of the pain because it has become familiar, almost like a worn cloak you wrap around yourself to feel less exposed. In my presence, you do not have to hide those parts. Bring them to me exactly as they are: the fear, the brokenness, the shame you carry in the quiet moments. Let me take your hand gently and guide it into the light where healing begins. You may find that what seems so unbearable can be laid down with trust, piece by piece, held in my hands, soaked with sacrifice and love. Each act of surrender is like stepping through a doorway into sacred restoration, where your soul can drink from the living waters of peace and strength beyond understanding. Healing can also come through the tender presence of my spirit, whispering comfort to your weary heart. Perhaps you hear that silent voice when you think no one is listening. That is where I meet you, right there, where your heart is most fragile and your spirit most vulnerable. Know that this divine embrace is not passive. It is active and powerful, untying the knots that bind you, loosening the burdens that weigh you down. I am the balm for your deepest aches, ready to pour grace over every hurting place. My desire is not just that you endure your trials, but that you emerge from them with a radiant soul, fierce yet tender, broken yet unbreakable. It is important to remember that healing is a gift freely given, but also a journey that you must engage with intentionally. You cannot rush it, nor can you force it. Sometimes healing feels like the slow unfolding of a flower in spring, with days when progress seems invisible and frustrations abound. Yet when you keep stepping forward, even in the smallest ways, I assure you that my power is working mightily within you. This process is holy, integral to your growth and destiny. When despair threatens to overwhelm, look into my eyes, see the unwavering love there, and let that be your anchor. Trust the path I am carving for you, even when the way is unclear. You may wonder, why did I have to suffer? Why did this pain come into my life? My dear child, I do not delight in your suffering. Yet I can use even the darkest valleys to shape you and draw you closer into union with me. Like refined gold, purified by fire, your spirit is being cleansed of what is less than holy, restored to reflect my glory more fully. Healing is not about erasing the past or forgetting your pain, but about allowing me to weave those experiences into the tapestry of your life, creating a masterpiece of resilience and grace. When you open your heart to receive this divine restoration, you allow me to transform your story from one of brokenness to one of triumph. I desire for you to embrace healing as a sacred invitation, one that flows endlessly from my heart toward yours. It does not matter how deep the wounds or how long the pain has lingered. I am the God who makes all things new, who restores the soul to its original brilliance. As you yield to my touch, you will begin to feel a serenity that surpasses all human understanding, an inner peace that holds you steady amid the storms. This is the restoration of your soul's foundation, the place where confidence, joy, and hope arise again like a sunrise after the longest night. Let this be your prayer, my love. Open your heart to the healing I offer. Do not cling to pain as a shield, but receive my grace as a balm that softens and mends. Speak honestly with me about your struggles, and allow me to pour my healing light into every corner of your being. There is no judgment here, only boundless love eager to renew and restore. No hurt is too great, no wound too deep for my hands. Trust me to renew your spirit and make you whole again, for I am the everlasting source of life and healing. If your heart feels weary and burdened today, do not turn away. Step into my presence with courage, allowing me to heal what has been broken. Let this truth settle deeply within you. You are not alone in your struggles, and there is a beauty rising from your restoration that the world has yet to see. Hold fast to this promise, and let me be your refuge and strength in every season. Do you believe me when I say that your healing is already taking place? Will you open the door for my restoration to flood your life? Your journey toward wholeness begins here. My dear, I see the places where your heart trembles with uncertainty, where the shadows of fear and anxiety gather like a tempest over your soul. This unrest, this deep unease within you, is not lost on me. I have watched over you from before the dawn of your days, and in every trembling moment, I am here, steadfast as the ancient mountains, steady as the river that carves the earth over time. Fear is a whisper that wants to drown out my voice, but I speak into the chaos with a strength born of endless love. There is no storm too fierce, no night so dark that my presence cannot pierce it with a light of peace. Fear, my child, is not the enemy I want you to face. It is a signal that you are standing on the edge of something greater, a threshold where faith must rise like the sun after the longest night. I see your hesitation, the doubts that creep between your prayers, the restless tossing of your heart when the unknown stretches out before you like a vast, uncharted sea. This sea may seem turbulent, waves crashing with uncertainty, but I am the calm beneath the surface. When you anchor yourself to me, your soul finds a harbor where fear loses its power. Anxiety wraps its cold fingers around your spirit, whispering lies about your worth, your future, your peace. But beloved, do you not know that I have woven you with threads of resilience and hope? Each breath you take is a testament to my faithfulness. Your trembling is not a sign that you are weak, but that you are human. Fearful, yes, but not without hope. I hold you in the palm of my hand, sheltering you from the storms you cannot yet see past. When the night seems longest and the weight unbearable, remember that I have never and will never abandon you. Let me tell you a story, my dear child, a truth hidden in the past that reflects the path you walk now. There was a time when one of my servants found himself surrounded by darkness thicker than night, his heart pounding with a fear as enemies pressed closer. But he did not surrender to the panic welling within. Instead, he lifted his eyes and called to me, his voice trembling but filled with trust. I came to him, not in grand, sweeping gestures, but in a still, small assurance that spoke louder than the roaring chaos. I reminded him that he was not alone, that his path was prepared, and that every step would be covered by my grace. The fear did not vanish instantly, but in that moment, His soul was anchored in me, and fear lost its dominion. This is my promise to you, beloved. You are not alone in your struggle against fear and anxiety. I am with you in your darkest nights, your busiest days, the quiet moments when your spirit feels overwhelmed. I'm the voice that calls you back to rest, to hope, to life abundant. When anxiety seeks to shackle your heart with chains of doubt, reach out to me. Rest in my embrace. Let my unfailing love drown out the lies and floods of panic. I also want you to understand something profound about this struggle. Fear and anxiety are messengers, not enemies, that signal your soul's need for deeper surrender to me. When fear arises, it is an invitation to trust beyond what you can see, to place your hand fully in mine, even when the path is unseen. Each step you take in faith weakens fear's grip. Each whisper of prayer strengthens your soul's resolve. You do not have to understand all the outcomes or control the future. Your task is simply to trust me in the moment, to say in your heart, even if I cannot see the way, I believe that you are the way. In the garden of your life, fear can be like an uninvited weed, but I am the gardener who tends every inch of your soil. I am patient, pruning and nurturing, removing what chokes your growth. Even when anxiety tries to stunt your blooming, I'm working a deeper harvest in you. Strength forged in fire, beauty born from struggle. You're becoming a testimony to the power of my peace, a living testament to the faith that conquers the unseen. So, my dear, let this moment be your turning point. As you feel the waves of fear and anxiety rise again, pause and listen for my voice within you. It will speak as a gentle breeze, bringing calm and hope, reminding you of my steadfast love and unwavering presence. You are not defined by your fears, but by my enduring grace dwelling within you. You are my beloved, and I have not abandoned you. Your heart may tremble now, but it will rise with a strength that can only come from trusting me. Will you choose to believe me today? Not because circumstances are perfect, but because I am perfect, your refuge, your strength, your ever-present help in trouble. Will you feel beneath your feet the sure foundation of my love, even when your world feels like it is shifting beneath you? If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Come closer to me. Let me fill you with peace that surpasses all understanding and guard your heart from the storms of doubt. I'm here for you now and always. Breathe deeply of my grace, lean into my eternal arms, and know that you are more than conquerors through my love. Fear has not and will not have the final say over you. You belong to me, and nothing can separate you from the love I have poured out on you. Embrace this truth. Walk in the light I shine, and let fear be a stepping stone to a faith deeper than you have ever known. You are cherished beyond measure. I am with you forever. My dear, even in the quietest moments when your heart trembles with uncertainty and your mind races with unanswered questions, know that my presence surrounds you like the steadfast winds that steady the mightiest of ships at sea. You may feel lost within the vastness of your own fears, wondering if you are grasping at shadows or if light still dwells within your grasp. But I am here, unwavering and constant, ready to lead you through the fog that clouds your vision. I understand the restless stirrings within you, the anxious beats of your soul that pulse louder against the backdrop of silence. These moments are not signs of weakness, but invitations to embrace me more fully, to surrender all your doubts and worries into the refuge of my arms. Child, fear and anxiety are like deep valleys etched into your spirit, but they are not your resting place. They are transient passages I allow, so you might discover new depths of trust and surrender. In these valleys, you might feel as if the shadows will consume you, but I am the eternal light that pierces the darkest night. I am the sure foundation beneath your feet when every other ground seems unstable. When anxiety whispers that you are alone, hear instead my voice calling you back to stillness. stillness where you can behold the immense reality of my love that never falters. I do not marvel less at your trembling fear. Instead, I draw closer, gently guiding you toward peace that surpasses all human understanding. Permit yourself to rest in my assurance, not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, but now. Anxiety tries to tie you to yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's uncertainties, but I am the God of now, the eternal present who walks with you through every heartbeat. Sometimes the battle is not in changing your surroundings, but in changing how you perceive them, through the lens of my endless compassion and unwavering faithfulness. I will not abandon you to your fears. I will not leave you to wander in confusion. My dear child, you are held by hands that conquered the storm and calmed the seas. Hold fast to me when the waves rise, for I will be your anchor, your safe harbor, your hope. Consider the story of the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find one lost sheep. So precious are you in my sight. Your fears, your trembling nerves, the restlessness you cannot explain, these are not burdens you bear alone. I am actively seeking you, not just in the heights of your triumphs, but in the depths of your anxiety and despair. Every tear you shed I catch with infinite tenderness. Every trembling plea I hear with attentive love. Will you let me be your refuge today? Will you surrender your fears into my hands and receive the peace I long to give? Let this truth settle in you. Fear does not define you. I am the one who redeems those moments, transforms anxiety into courage, and silence into a song of hope. You were never meant to walk this path relying solely on your own strength. The weight of worry is not my design for you. I call you to lay down those fears as a fragrant offering, exchanging your burdens for my grace. When your mind races with the what-ifs and your heart beats faster with dread, pause and turn your gaze upward. In the stillness, find me waiting with open arms and a heart that rejoices over your return. The journey through anxiety is not a detour from my plan. It can be part of the very pathway that draws you closer to me. I work in the shadows, weaving strands of hope into your story, even when you cannot yet see the pattern. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the decision to walk forward, despite it, hand in hand, with me. I am with you when the night feels endless, and the promises of dawn seem far away, when you feel overwhelmed by the unseen battles within your soul. Remember that I am your mighty warrior, who fights for you. I carry you when your legs grow weary and shelter you beneath the wings of my peace. This peace is not fragile or fleeting. It is a fortress for your heart, a refuge where anxiety cannot penetrate. Surrender to this peace today, my beloved. Let the restlessness give way to rest, the turbulent seas smooth into calm waters, the racing thoughts hush into the whisper of my presence. Reflect on the times I've been your refuge before, when storms raged, when darkness sought to overwhelm you, when you thought you might fall. I have always been faithful, lifting you up and leading you beyond what you could have imagined. Though the tempest may roar, my hand holds you firm, my voice calms your soul. I am the unshakable anchor beneath you. You are not adrift. You are beloved and protected beyond measure. Will you lean into this shelter today? Let me cradle your anxious heart and show you a beauty beyond the struggle. Fear may visit, but my love will never leave. You are not created for fear to define you, but for faith to sustain you. The restlessness in your mind is a call to deeper surrender, a sacred invitation to rest in my strength rather than your own. When anxiety claws at your peace, breathe in my presence. Exhale your worries into the wind I command. Let your heart be still as I remind you. You are known, chosen, and infinitely loved. There is no battle you face that I am not fighting with you. Let this truth carry you through the restless night, and into the steady dawn of my embrace. Will you come to me now, weary soul, and let me fill you with a peace that conquers all fear? The door is open. Will you enter? Child, hear my voice above every whisper of doubt. I am your unchanging refuge, the bearer of peace in the storm. Let your trembling heart find rest in me, for in your surrender lies strength unmatched. The darkness will not last, nor will the anxious night. Your story is imbued with my redemption and my love, woven through every fearful beat with tender care. Trust me with what you cannot hold. I am with you, now and always. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from my invitation to live in peace. My dear, in the quiet moments when you feel overwhelmed by fear, anxiety, or the restless whispers of doubt, know that I am with you, steadfast, unchanging, and unwavering. These feelings, though powerful and consuming at times, do not define you, nor do they separate you from my presence. Instead, they are invitations to draw closer, to lean into the shelter of my arms, where peace surpasses all understanding, and courage is born anew. I see the turmoil in your heart, the nights when shadows of worry creep upon your soul, the mornings when uncertainty clouds your vision like a dense fog that refuses to lift. Your mind races with fears of what may come, the unknown futures that seem fraught with danger, failure, or rejection. Yet within this storm of anxiety, I am the unshakable rock you can anchor your soul to. When the waves rise high and threaten to swallow you, remember that my love is deeper than the oceans, and my strength greater than the fiercest tempest. Fear is not a sign of weakness, but a thread in the tapestry of vulnerability I wove into your being. It is the silent alarm that calls you to seek intimacy with me, to surrender your frailties and lay down your burdens at my feet. Anxiety, with its relentless grip, can feel like chains around your heart, but I offer you freedom, a freedom not from struggle, but freedom in the middle of it. When doubt dims the light of your faith, I'm the steady flame that burns in the darkness, calling you to trust, to believe, and to hope beyond what you can see. Perhaps you wonder why these feelings cling so persistently, why peace often seems elusive despite your prayers, despite your yearning for calm. My child, these moments are not punishment or abandonment. They are the fertile soil where your faith is tested and refined, where your character is shaped like pure gold in the crucible of struggle. I am working in ways unseen, guiding you through these valleys so that when you emerge, your spirit will be strengthened and your trust in me deepened. I want you to pause now and breathe deeply into my presence. In this sacred stillness, let your fears surface before me without shame or reservation. Speak aloud or silently the anxieties that grip your heart. I am listening, always attentive, always ready to meet you in your weakness. My word is a balm to your wounded soul. My promise is a fortress that no fear can breach. Will you let me carry your burdens today? Will you let my peace, which the world cannot give or take away, wash over your troubled mind? Know that it is not your striving or perfect faith that earns my favor, but the simple act of coming to me, broken and honest. The child who runs to their father's embrace does not fear rejection or scolding. So run to me now, weary and trembling. Lay your doubts and fears before my throne and watch as they dissolve in the light of my love. I am your refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of need. Let this truth settle deep within your heart. You're not alone. Even when your emotions whirl in confusion, when your spirit feels fragile and uncertain, I hold you close. I see every tear, I hear every whispered plea, and I'm molding you into a vessel of courage and faith. The anxiety that once paralyzed can become the birthplace of trust. The fear that shackled you can transform into the wings of hope. Will you believe me this time? Will you dare to surrender your fears and rest in my unshakable peace? Do not be afraid to lean into me, to walk through the valley of your anxieties with my hand firmly grasping yours. You are more precious to me than the stars I hung in the sky, more cherished than the lilies bursting forth in the meadows. Your worth is not measured by your fears or doubts, but by my unfailing love. When you feel the pressure to appear unshaken, remember that my grace is made perfect in weakness. Each moment you choose to trust me in your fear is a victory, a step toward a faith that is unshakable and a soul that is radiant with my peace. I am teaching you to navigate uncertainty not by sight, but by the surety of my presence that never fails. Like a shepherd who gently leads his lambs through shadowed paths, I am guiding you safely through this wilderness of worry. You need not have all the answers, for my Spirit is your counselor, ever whispering hope and assurance. My beloved, in your anxious heart, I am the calm in the midst of chaos, the still point in your spinning world. You do not have to carry these burdens alone or in silence. Share your fears with me, be vulnerable before me, and watch as my love envelops you like a warm, healing light. This journey through fear and doubt is not wasted. It is the preparation for a deeper trust, a richer intimacy with me, and a hope that anchors your soul in every storm. Let this truth breathe life into your weary spirit today. My love reaches farther than your fears, my power is greater than your anxiety, and my presence is constant even when you cannot sense it. Walk with me in faith, and I will lead you on a path where fear no longer holds dominion, where peace reigns supreme, and where your heart is filled with a song of unwavering trust. If your heart is stirring as you read this, if you sense a call deeper than your fears, do not turn away. Come to me, lay your anxieties down, and receive the peace I long to give you. I am here, always here, waiting with open arms to wrap you in my love that conquers every fear. Let this be the moment you begin to walk boldly, not because your fears are gone, but because you have chosen to hold my hand and trust in my goodness above all else. I am your God, your refuge, your peace, and your strength. Take my hand now and breathe in the calm I offer. Together we will face every fear, overcome every doubt, and rise stronger in the radiant light of my love. My beloved, in the quiet moments when the world feels dense with shadows and the noise fades into a whisper, know that you are never truly lost or abandoned. I see the ache in your heart, the silent prayers whispered when no one else is watching. The feeling of being unseen by others does not escape my notice. I am the one who watches over you, the one who carried you in your mother's womb and continues to carry you every moment of your fragile yet precious existence. You are known utterly and completely, even beyond what your own eyes and heart can perceive. The vastness of your sorrow or loneliness does not intimidate me. Rather, it draws me near. I am the refuge where tears are held delicately, where the broken pieces are gathered and made whole. Your invisibility in the eyes of this world is but a temporal veil. To me, your essence radiates with the brilliance of 1,000 stars. I have inscribed your name on the palms of my hands, forever marking you as mine. No force of darkness or weakness within can erase the imprint of my unfailing love upon you. The sensation of being forsaken is a weight I know deeply. Even in my own experiences through the ages, clothed in flesh, abandonment was a deep piercing that strips the soul bare. Yet from this, my dear, I reveal my glory most profoundly. From desolation springs resurrection, from solitude, communion with my spirit, from feeling unseen, a profound knowledge that I alone am your faithful witness. In the stillness where you feel invisible, I am weaving a tapestry of grace and destiny that you cannot yet comprehend, but which is saturated with my purposes. When your heart aches from the sting of neglect, when the silence around you seems to shout that you do not belong, listen closely to my voice that echoes in the depths. I call you by name beyond the din of this world. You belong not because of what you have done or who has recognized you, but because you are my beloved creation, shaped with infinite care, touched by my breath, and sealed with my covenant love. Your value is not measured by human applause or recognition, but by the sacred truth that you are cherished beyond all measure. This feeling of abandonment is a thief, trying to steal your peace and your sight of the greater realm where I dwell. Yet, my dear child, you are invited into a higher vision. Come closer to the secret place where I'm present. Hear the whisper of my heart that dispels all fear of isolation. Here in this refuge, you will find yourself seen and treasured beyond what you ever imagined. I am the lover who never leaves, the friend who never forsakes, the father who holds you when you cannot hold yourself. Do not let the darkness convince you that you are insignificant or forgotten. Your life is a divine melody within a grand symphony that only I can conduct perfectly. Every silent tear, every unmourned sorrow, every aching shadow is a note that sings my grace in your journey. There is a grace that arises precisely from the moments you feel overlooked, because it is then you lean fully into me, discovering the inexhaustible depth of my presence. Let this truth penetrate the places where you feel unseen and overshadowed. If your heart is stirring with the quiet knowledge that you are deeply known and dearly loved, do not turn away. Embrace this revelation that sets you apart from the loneliness of this world. The very fact that you feel invisible to others draws you into a unique intimacy with me that is profound and sacred. Trust that I am working invisibly within you, preparing you to step into the fullness of your destiny with a boldness that surprises even your own spirit. There is a restoration that comes when you open your soul to me amid your feelings of being lost. Like a lost sheep, I seek you out and lift you upon my shoulders, carrying you gently through every valley. You are not forgotten, even if the road ahead seems long and weary. My timing is perfect, even when your eyes cannot see it. The silence you endure is a sacred womb from which new life will emerge, a life filled with purpose and radiant hope. Consider the lilies of the field, how they neither labor nor spin, yet they are clothed with beauty beyond compare. Just as they are cared for tenderly by me, so are you held in my hands with the same meticulous care. You may question your worth when no one seems to notice, but I assure you, every detail of your being is precious. I am crafting in you a strength and a beauty that will shine forth in my perfect time. Let this moment be your turning point. Give me the fragile pieces of your identity that feel lost or unseen. Place them in my hands that I might shape them anew into a reflection of my glory. The feelings that overwhelm you are not the end of your story, but the beginning of a deeper journey into understanding who I have made you to be. You do not walk alone. My spirit rests upon you, guiding you into a future filled with light and belonging. Will you hold on to this truth today? Will you allow it to anchor your soul when the winds of loneliness and invisibility try to shake you? You are not alone. You are deeply cherished. You are seen with eyes of grace that never grow weary. In the secret place, I am waiting with arms open wide, ready to embrace you, restore you, and remind you that you belong here with me forever. If your heart is moved even now, lean into my presence and let these words settle deeply within you. Do not hide your pain from me, but bring it fully into my light. I am here to remind you that you are always seen, always held, always loved. Trust that as you draw near, my love will reveal layers of belonging and identity you have never known. I am yours now and always, the unchanging love that sees you through the depths of feeling lost into the heights of divine acceptance. You are mine, and in that truth, you will find your forever home. If you hear my voice, do not turn away. Let yourself be known and loved fully by me. My child, as we draw near the culmination of this journey together, I want you to understand deeply the truth of who you are in me. You are not a mere fragment of dust cast to the wind, nor a voice lost in the cacophony of the world's noise. You are my beloved creation, formed with exquisite care, woven from the very breath of life that flows from my heart. Each moment you have doubted your worth, each time you felt invisible or cast aside, know this: I have always been present, more intimately close than your own breath, more steadfast than the eternal stars. Your identity is not founded on the shifting sands of circumstance or the temporary judgments of others. Your true self is found fully and completely in my unwavering love. I have seen every tear that has fallen unnoticed, every prayer whispered in the silence of night. I have carried you through deserts of abandonment where no human hand could reach, holding you steady like a shepherd who risks everything for one of his sheep. You are never lost to me. Even when the path becomes shadowed and the way unclear, I am the light that never fades. You might feel worn and weary, bearing scars that tell stories of battles fierce within your heart. Yet, my dear, those scars are not signs of defeat, but marks of survival and divine craftsmanship. I am the healer of all wounds, the restorer of what seems broken beyond repair, and the Father who delights in giving new beginnings. When fear whispers lies of unworthiness or doubt clouds your purpose, call upon my name with the confidence that only I can give. I do not expect perfection, only a sincere heart willing to walk forward with me, step by step, trusting in my plan that is perfect and beyond your understanding. Your destiny is not some distant myth. It is alive within you, waiting for your courage to embrace it. Cling to me, and the unseen future will be transformed by my hand into something glorious and true. Do not be discouraged by delays or the silence you sometimes perceive, for in those quiet moments, I am shaping you, molding your character like a skilled artisan crafting a precious vessel. Remember how deeply you belong, not just to me, but to a community of souls knitted together by grace and love. I have placed you intentionally, surrounded you with voices of encouragement, hands to hold, and hearts that beat, in rhythm with mine. You are part of my family, my beloved, and your place in this great tapestry of life is irreplaceable. No matter how far you may wander, my arms remain open, ready to welcome you with the joy of a father who has been longing for you. Connection with me is not reserved for the brave or the flawless. It is a gift for the broken, a refuge for the tired, a song for the lonely. Let this truth settle in you. You are chosen, you are cherished, and you are deeply loved. Nothing in all creation can separate you from my boundless affection. I have given you power not to overcome the world by your strength alone, but through my Spirit's prompting, through faith that moves mountains, and through surrender that brings peace beyond understanding. If your heart trembles with questions, or your spirit aches with longing, bring it all to me without fear or hesitation. I delight in our communion, in the sacred conversations held in secret places of the soul. Beloved, you do not walk alone. You walk with me beside you, guiding, strengthening, and renewing your hope. Now, as you stand on the threshold of all I have promised, lift up your eyes and see beyond what the world declares either success or failure. You are my masterpiece, the light of my love shining brightly in a dark world. I've not forgotten a single detail of your story, nor will I ever. Trust in my promise to never leave nor forsake you. As sure as the dawn breaks, so too does my faithfulness renew each morning. I've made you for so much more than survival. You were made for abundant life, for joy that cannot be stolen, for peace that surpasses all understanding. Let your soul rest in this unshakable hope. If your spirit is ready, take my hand now, even if trembling, and walk forward in the knowledge that I am with you. Step boldly into the destiny I have set before you, knowing that I am your strength, your shield, your constant companion. You are my beloved, my treasure, my child, held forever in the palm of my hand. Embrace this truth, carry it close to your heart, and live boldly in my love. Amen. My dear, if this message has stirred your heart or whispered hope into your spirit, I invite you to hold it close. Share it gently with others who may need this reminder. Save it for moments when your strength falters, and return to it often. Let this be a wellspring of encouragement and a reminder that you are never alone in your journey.